Okay, let's go.
Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing? I hope that your day is going along pretty good. I'm currently still on home time. That's the reason why I'm able to drop these videos like this right here, and plus two for my long time people that have been rocking with me for quite a while. But today I know it's been a while, but today we're gonna go back to FreyMiller. And I wanna give the reason on why I left FreyMiller and stuff. Now I enjoy working there. I enjoy working for FreyMiller and stuff. I got more experience in the tipper control, aka reefer and stuff. But other than that, the reason why I left, I'm getting straight. Some of y'all know I get straight to the point. I get down to the business and stuff. But the reason why that I left a FreyMiller is because FreyMiller just lied. Actually, I mean, when you start catching them in their shit, then they gonna be ready for you to go. They was ready for me to go right before they lied. I'm gonna tell you what the lie was about. Hold on just a minute, y'all. Here's what happened. Now, some of y'all know that in certain places and stuff, that's at a trucking company, they got items and stuff. They put it on the free side, on the free stuff, where drivers come through, they see something. They'll be like, okay, I can use that, or I like that and stuff. So that morning, me and some guys, we was drinking some coffee. That morning stuff, we was chopping it up. And one guy, he asked me, he's like, Tim, what size shoe do you wear? I thought he was trying to be funny, but yeah, I was like, man, I wear a size 14. And he said, man, there was some Nikes up in there. Which there was some Nikes that was up in there. And I was like, somebody leave a pair of Nike size 14? I said, man, I'm finna go in there and get those. I said, all right. I said, man, let's just give it a minute and see if anybody gonna come and get them. Well, I walked up in there, and I see why nobody didn't mess with the Nikes, because the Nikes and stuff, they wasn't paired up, you know what I mean? They wasn't paired up. And I got to look, and I was like, well, there's some sweaters, there's some shirts there, so I was like, all right, I'm gonna get a couple of those. And I seen some bags. I like bags, and I was like, I'm gonna get me a bag. I bet one bag. I said, man, what's up in this bag right here? And there's cameras all over the place. I was like, damn. I was like, somebody left, and they left their computer. I was like, all right. So I put the bag back down, and I was like, well, the bag is over here in the free stuff. I was like, I'm pretty sure somebody's going to come back for their computer and stuff. So I waited all day. And I was like, well, it's probably one of the guys out there. I was like, well, I'm just going to go ahead and get this empty bag. I'm going to get this bag right here. I should have went on ahead and just left that bag right there, left it where it was and stuff. But I got the bag, I got the free stuff and everything else. Then I got the bag with the computer that was in the free stuff. Somebody put in the free stuff section. So I got the bag and stuff, and I walked out. So I walked out there, and I went to my truck. Some of y'all seen the yellow Peterbilt, but I walked out to the truck and stuff. And later on in that day, later on, some guy he asked, he was like, hey, did anybody see a black bag? And I was like, I was like, no, which I was honest with him and stuff. And I said, no. But I didn't think about the bag that I had, which the bag that I had wasn't solid black. And that's what he said it was, solid black. So I was like, nah. And then I was like, hold up, when I went out there to the truck and stuff, he never said what was in the bag, nothing. I'm talking about anything. He didn't say nothing. And I was like, you know what? I was like, let me double check and check and see if this bag belongs to this man here. So I called him up in there. I took the bag back up in there. He wasn't there, but I found him. I said, hey, this is the stuff that I took over here from the free stuff. I said, these bags was in the free stuff. And then he looked, he said, yeah, he's like, yeah, this is my bag. I said to that, and which I told him, I said, there's nothing missing up in there. I ain't gonna tell it out loud what's up in there. I said, but there's nothing missing. All the stuff is up in there. And I said, I'm gonna stand right here. So, you will see that, that all your stuff is up in that bag. I said, your stuff was put in the free section and stuff. And little did I know, the guy, he went over there and he reported, and you got some drivers that lied too. It ain't just FreyMiller, but you got some drivers that lied too. He went over there and he told the people, and somebody stole my bag. And then after I done bought the bag to the man sat up there and go tell him. He went over there and he told the man, he was like, yeah, that was him right there. And stuff. Mind you, I've been driving for FreyMiller for a long time. And I'm pretty sure they have seen me come on the camera, go to the free stuff, and not just me, but other people as well too. Go to the free stuff, the free section, and get clothing, get bags, get all the food, water, or whatever they got from the free section and stuff. And so he was like, yeah, he the one that did it. And me and the guy was talking stuff, which I done gave the man back his bag. You know what? I didn't get in trouble for that because that man knew. It's all on the cameras. There's cameras everywhere, like I said. I didn't get in trouble for that. I got in trouble because I gave the man back his bag. I got fired for giving another driver back their personal belonging. Ain't that crazy? That's why I got in trouble for. Giving a driver back their personal belonging. Now, where do y'all, who do y'all know that fires people for giving a driver back their personal belongings? I'm glad they didn't fire me for stealing because he wasn't stealing. It was in the free stuff section. But who fires a driver for giving another driver back their stuff? You know, it was crazy. That's the real reason on why I left. And of course, there's a whole other bunch of reasons on why I was ready to go anyway. Because before all of this happened, I was already putting in the applications. I was already getting ready to leave. And I listened to my driver manager and stuff was giving me good miles and everything else. And I was like, well, I'm just going to stay for a little bit more, you know. But I was staying for a little bit more to get other things in line, ready to go. But other than that, they was already plotting. I mean, you already had, let's see, you already had 2 people already died there. They covered that up, but you already had 2 people died at FreyMiller because they started cutting the AC off, and the weather outside is over 100-something degrees, and they started cutting the ACs off from the APUs, and from the truck that we that we were driving. They start cutting just about every company driver. They start cutting them off. Then they started working on the operators, independent contract. They was leaving too. The owner operators, they was leaving. They was hauling ass because FreyMiller was starting to, to think they could control their trucks, and that's their trucks. They bought those trucks. I'm telling y'all, man. And you had a whole bunch of. One time they had at least 20 drivers come to orientation. The next day, all 20 of them drivers, they left. And they was wondering why. And also, FreyMiller, y'all, they originally started in California because they was under D&M carriers. And the deal there was with some other guy, but that guy, David, he's a dirty dude, man. He's a dirty dude. So the deal didn't fall in between them. So he already done weak grown. He fucked up. And that guy didn't want to deal with him anymore, really, and stuff. So they want to bring it back to Oklahoma City, and then call it, call themselves starting over. But they still fucking up. They still fucking up. And the Lease Purchase program over there, do not do it. I'm telling you right now, do not do it. Don't do it. You can do it at your own discretion, but I advise you, do not do it. The Lease Purchase program over there at FreyMiller is fucked up. It's fucked up. That's the reason why y'all see me. I talk about my work. I show y'all my work every now and then, and I show y'all other things. But you hardly ever hear me sit up here and try to recruit anybody. I'm not a recruiter. I can point y'all. I can talk to y'all. That's the reason why you always hear me say, if you want to join whoop 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 and stuff, if you want to join this company, I don't put it on you. You hardly ever hear me. Have y'all ever heard me say anything about my driver code? Give y'all my driver code? No. That's the reason why I don't give my driver code out either. That's the reason why. Because I don't want y'all to come. Hold on, y'all. I don't want y'all to come to a job where I'm working at, or any other driver is working at, and be misled by some false information, and y'all get here, and then some of y'all might be YouTubers yourself. Some of y'all might be bigger than me, and you'll be like, well, Timothy, he said it's going to be this way, it's going to be that way and stuff. He said it's all gravy, you did get this and all that stuff there. And then you turn around and be like, well, that's a lie. Well, I'm telling you, I give you the information on what they give me. What I find out personally, from a company and stuff. That's the reason why I did that. I did that at FreyMiller too. And that's part of the reason why I probably got fired from there, and the people got mad and stuff, because I was working there at the same time I was giving the facts. Some of y'all that been rocking with me for a long time know, because I have talked to some of y'all as well too that met me on the yard, and y'all told me that on what I said on my video is exactly what was going on. What was going on? I told you the positive and the negative side of it, of what was going on at FreyMiller and stuff, you know, and it got some ass hurt up around there, you know what I mean? It got some of them getting butt hurt up around there, as they say. But other than that, man, I try to keep it real with you. I tell you that the payment's gonna be low, medium, and high. You know, you gonna make in the low hundreds, up to, you know, to the thousands and stuff. You're not going to get rich. That's what any trucking company. You're not going to get rich, but you're going to make some money. You're going to make some money and stuff. I make enough money where I can take care of my family and myself. That's what I do. I make enough. I'm satisfied of what I make and stuff. I mean, I've been making money for quite a while. But anyways, that's the reason why I don't recruit like that, man. I don't try to recruit like that. I don't try to sit up there and try to tell you about going over there, because I know how they are and stuff. You know, I worked there for quite a while, but JB Hunt is actually the longest trucking company that I have ever worked for and stuff. I can tell you, which, you know, I know this video is not about JB Hunt, but it's a prime example. Now, if I was at JB Hunt again, probably I'll be doing some recruiting and stuff. If I was back at JB Hunt again, or else at Melton and stuff. But after FreyMiller, however you want to slice and dice it, their name. After that, that's the reason why I don't do that much recruiting. I don't try to do no recruiting. I just try to point you in the direction. I just try to point you about my experience or other people's experience and stuff. We all got different experiences. Some of them, you know, some of them over there, they got their Peterbilts. They sacrifice a lot, y'all. So if you ever see a FreyMiller driver and with that Peterbilt, they went through some shit to get that Peterbilt. And maybe one or two people might make it over there. That's a fact. That's a fact on that lease purchase side. Because if you get behind, they gonna keep you behind. They gonna keep you behind. I'm trying to tell you, you'll probably go on weeks or months without no money. And it's ridiculous. It don't take nobody that long to get out of a hole. It do not take that long. It don't. With all that money and miles that you getting, you supposed to be out of the hole and stuff in a few weeks. It don't take 2 months or 4 months or 6 months to get out of the hole. It don't take you that long. It don't take you that long. It's ridiculous. There's a lot of drivers and stuff that lost a whole bunch of stuff that they already worked hard for. That's the reason why lease purchase programs is not for everybody. And if you do get into it, do not spend above above your needs. Don't do that, man. Do not do it. I ain't trying to tell you what to do. I know you're grown, but don't spend above your needs and stuff. And do your research. Do your research on that company that you plan on driving for. Where I'm at right now, and stuff. I know y'all don't seen videos. I know y'all don't heard people, which don't have that many people putting out videos where I'm at right now. We don't, you don't have that many people doing that. But we get the miles, we get the money and stuff, and you gonna have people that, oh no, they get that. Oh, you gonna have people that's laughing, but other than that, you never know until you try it. You never know until you try it, man. And I was once just like you. There's one guy on here that got me to come here actually, because I was looking at LandStar, but MinStar popped up. MinStar popped up. I was like, I'm gonna check this company out. I'm gonna check them out and stuff. And instead of trying to go to LandStar, I'm gonna go to MinStar. But MinStar helped me out by after the situation with FreyMiller, and I owe that to them. You know what I mean? I owe that to them. And so far, my check's been low, medium, and high, but I don't stay in the hole that long. I have gotten behind, but I don't stay in the hole that long. And they don't cut the AC off like FreyMiller did. FreyMiller is the only company that I have ever worked for, that cut the AC off when the weather is over 100-something degrees. When it's hot outside, y'all. When it's hot, and cover up the two people that died, and cover it up and get away with it. And that equity, a lot of y'all is right about that. That equity, they trying to dish out deals and stuff to work with some people. A lot of them, I'm gonna tell y'all, a lot of them don't even want to deal with FreyMiller. They don't want to deal with them. They do not want to deal with them at all and stuff, because they know they have. I ain't making this up. I ain't bashing on FreyMiller, but I'm giving the facts. The true facts about them is that a lot of people just don't want to deal with them and stuff. Other businesses, because they know how grimy they are. They know how they are. And that was red flag for us that was working there. And that's a red flag for those that are coming in to go on orientation. They want to talk all that sweetness up in your ear. I've been in this game for a long time, and all that sweetness and stuff was going through one ear and out the other ear and stuff. I want to see the results. I want to get behind that wheel, and I want to feel it. I want to feel it. Well, y'all, I felt it. I felt it. Not because of driving. That's one thing that one driver told me. He was like, man, he said, I tell you what, man, I sure hate to see you go. And if it was left up to me, I wouldn't fire you over no bag. And he said, I really mean that. He said, because you is a damn good driver. You was a damn good driver, and I hate to see you go, man. He said, he reached out his hand. He shook my hand. He wiped his eyes. He said, man, I hate to see you go, because you the damn good driver. He said, I watch you on how you handle that truck, how you handle that trailer. Well, I'm telling you, man. And that's where it left, man. That's where we at, and that's the reason why I left, and that's the reason why I got fired from there. But they didn't hurt nothing. They didn't hurt nothing. They didn't hurt nothing. Not a damn thing, y'all. They didn't hurt nothing. Because I bounced back. I bounced back. I've been back. But I bounced back. You know what I'm saying? 3-pointer. All day, man. All day. I'm a hustler, baby. I just want you to know. It's not where I've been. It's where I'm about to go. Whoa. Well, besides that, if you do go over there, good luck, man. And I really do sincerely mean that. Good luck. Good luck. Good luck. I'm not telling you not to go there. I'm saying if you decide, you know, good luck. And as well as I'm still here for y'all. You know, if you go to FreyMiller, I'm still here and stuff. You know, I can only talk to you and try to advise you about over there. But other than that, man, the best thing to do is talk to a driver or drivers that's still at FreyMiller and stuff, because they can give you the most update on what's going on, because they are there. They are there. They doing it. You know, company drivers and lease purchase drivers. Those are the drivers that you need to talk to that are still there. I mean, I can help you out, even though I'm not there anymore. But I can help you out from what I know and stuff about them. But as far as I have seen and stuff, ain't a damn thing changed. I mean, they still the revolving doors. Some of you YouTubers and stuff that's on here, y'all was there. Y'all was there, so a lot of you know where I'm coming from, because y'all was there. You know, y'all was there. But other than that, though, I hope y'all have a good one. Y'all be easy, and good luck on your journey.
Okay, let's go.